Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Matt Bernier, the DRF.com Formulator Race of the Day for Sunday, April the 16th. Race number 9 at Sunland Park. We're going 1 1/8 miles, and it's the Sunland Park Handicap. $150,000 is the purse. Let's take a look at this field. It's a really big field. I think it's an evenly matched field, which should make for a good betting race.
Yeah, you have a number of contenders in here. You can make a case for, I'll say the majority. I don't think you can make a case for all the runners in here, but it should be a pretty interesting race.
Head on over to the Race of the Day event page on DRF.com. Download those free Formulator past performances and handicap along with us. We'll take you through the field in post-position order, beginning with the number 1 Forest Mouse, who has been on far at Sunland. 8 for 13 lifetime at Sunland. He's also 35 of 56 in the exacta in his career, brings a 3-race winning streak with good tactical speed and an excellent post.
Yeah, there's nothing to knock about this horse. I wouldn't fault anyone or argue with anyone that said he is one of the main contenders. He should work out a good trip from the inside. I suppose the layoff is a little bit of a concern, but he's run reasonably well off the bench in the past. That would be the only thing that I could possibly bring up as an unknown.
Number 2 is Overland Park. This horse has been really consistent since getting back into the Nancy Summers barn, a winner in the first start of the year, runner-up in the last 2 races, but beaten by Forest Mouse, beaten by American Dubai, and 11 seconds lifetime from 20 starts.
Yeah, I also wonder about distance. I think this one does a little bit better going shorter.
Number 3, Fear the Cowboy, has been managed beautifully by Loza and company. Just have race, we'll travel.
Yeah.
They're going to run for wherever the purse money is. This horse, just think about how far he's traveled. Canterbury, Churchill, Delta, Fairgrounds, back to Delta, Sam Houston, then over to Gulfstream in a graded stakes race. Although I wonder if it was really a graded race in name only, the skip away, because while Zulu's a big name, he hasn't exactly lived up to his reputation on the racetrack. If you're the Cowboy distance, he really appreciates the 1 1/8. He's a grinder, but this isn't the class drop that a lot of folks think it is. This is a pretty good race.
Yeah, this is a salty group, and I think, like you said, people that just look at it and see G3, skip away, they're going to think, oh, wow, you know, he's getting relief. Well, not really. I mean, this is on par with what he was facing recently. He's going to be at the mercy of pace, though. You're going to have to hope that things go hot early on. I'm not entirely sure they're going to be as hot as he needs to really accentuate that late kick.
We remember Jay Serino from his days in Southern California for Jim Cassidy. He was taken for $25,000 last summer at Del Mar, became a stakes winner at Zia Park on Halloween. He's ran a few times here at Sunland, has been beaten by several of these horses. I wonder if he actually prefers the surface at Zia Park.
Yeah, I agree with that. You just look at his recent form, it's tough, but if for some reason he rebounds and pops something close to that veteran stakes win back at Zia, then yeah, he's got a chance.
Old Veteran is the number 5. Old Wine Drinker Who. He has banked over $750,000 in his career. He's 8 years old. He's only raced a couple of times this year. The last effort, not so great.
Not so great. I also don't love the way that he looked at the end of 2016. You look at his form, it's just not what it had been. And again, you say he's 8 years old. At some point, you're going to lose a little bit of zip.
Number 6, Concord Fast, seems to have a good amount of upside potential. And here's a positive formulator fact for his trainer, Bart Hone. Over the past 6 months, with 3-year-olds and up, dirt routers making the 3rd start off the layoff, 50%, a $3.25 ROI. My major concern is this horse has not gotten back to his fast races of 2016. Maybe he's slowly rounding into form at a price.
Going to need to take a step forward. If you believe there's going to be a fair amount of pace signed on, he should get a decent setup. But like you said, right now he's a little slow.
Speaking of the pace projector, let's talk about the number 7, American Dubai. He figures to be out there on the lead, much as he was in his most recent start at Sunland when he blitzed a similar non-winners of 3 other than field. It looks like American Dubai is going to be on the lead. I didn't like the fact that he was extremely late to change leads last time out, and I have some concerns about him going this distance. You think the fact that he's going to control this thing, it mitigates it somewhat?
You would hope, and you know, I hope that the pace projector is accurate. There is some other speed in here, though, and if for some reason they push him, it's going to be tough. I just think there's a scenario in which he does shake clear, and maybe that's all you need. Particularly at Sunland, we've seen speed do very well there in the past.
Long shot is the number 8, Old Drunk Daddy, stretching out off a 6-furlong race, so maybe he can press American Dubai, showing that stretch-out speed. He's 30-1 on the morning line, probably because he's still eligible for a non-winners of 2 life, this very lightly raced 3-year-old taking on older horses. We have a formulator. In fact, it's not a very good one for his trainer, Paul Smith, but again, this horse is 30-1. Take this formulator fact with a grain of salt. Second off the layoff, stretching out 3 and up on dirt, only 4%.
It's an aggressive move for the old drunker, and we'll find out if he can handle it. It'll be interesting to see. Again, it's aggressive for a 3-year-old who's only gone out 3 times to be facing these old hard hitters.
A lot going on here. The natural exact in the race, of course, is old wine drinker who?
Of course.
An old
Box
drunk
it up. That's a winner
daddy.
already.
The number 9 is
around.
Jessica's Star. We haven't seen Jessica's Star since he was in for 62.5 at Keeneland during their fall meet of 2016. He's done some nice things in his career. He's now under the tutelage of Dan McFarland, and we have a positive formulator fact for McFarland. Over the past 5 years, with 3 and up on dirt off the trainer switch and off a long layoff, 23% to $3.84 ROI. That being said, this horse has to go 9 furlongs off a long layoff, and that's a lot to ask.
I've always kind of liked this horse, but the biggest problem is the recent form. Maybe you could argue was facing comparable or a little bit even tougher. This horse hasn't won a race since, what, May of 2015? It's a long time between drinks.
The number 10, Neck and Neck, has won exactly 1 race over the last 5 years.
It's not good.
But he's kept some really good company. That win did come in the Grade 3 Greenwood Cup at Parks. He has multiple graded stakes placed during that time period. He just couldn't seem to get it done. Over the winter, he was bought for only $50,000, which could be a nice bargain price for a horse that's banked over $1.1 million in his career and could be a stallion prospect down the road. This horse won the Matt Winn and the Indiana Derby as a 3-year-old and did some good things. I think that Steve Asmussen has been taking his time with this horse. The first start back off the good long layoff, he ran into Inside Straight, who's going to run in the Oaklawn Handicap on Saturday. Last time out, it was a race where the pace setter went wrong on the backstretch, and he was forced to be a lot closer to the pace than he usually is, and I think that hurt his kick. I like this horse stretching out to longer distances. That Greenwood Cup is at 1.5 miles. If Neck and Neck gets a little bit of pace, I'm hoping he could come rolling late. He might not be the horse he used to be. He's not the most prolific winner, but I'm going to trust Asmussen and Juarez, the connections of Hentz, who won the Sunland Derby at this trip earlier in the meet.
The other interesting thing about him is he still should, although he is a name, he still should be a decent number in here. I don't think he's going to get pounded just based on his reputation, but look, he certainly fits in here. I think he's a main contender.
5 to 1 in the morning line for the number 10, Neck and Neck. Let's take a look at our top selections for the $150,000 Sunland Park Handicap. You're hoping American Dubai, wire to window.
Curious pace play, man.
Curious pace play, 4 to 1 on the morning line. I'm going to go with Neck and Neck, the number 10. I'm going to go 10, 3, and 4. If you are playing the Sunland Park card from home on Sunday, not in New York, VIP for a week. DRFbets.com/VIP. Start with a $300 bonus. You see start?
Beginning.
There's a lot of other goodies there at DRFbets.com/VIP. Be a VIP for a week with DRF Bets. Approximate post time for the Sunland Park Handicap. Rated number 9 at Sunland Park on Sunday. 5:05 Mountain Time. Good luck.